For you to have an actor on your set, kicked in the chest, taken to the hospital, and you don't show up, it's a big question on your personality.
Fact.
A very big question on your personality.
Real talk.
Even if you don't have the funds to take care of the person, appearance matters. Showing up for the person matters. You leave the person to go through this alone, and you book the person the next time. You think he is going to show up?
Real talk.
It's going to be a conversation around the industry. And one, you are going to lose your job. Two, you are going to lose your credibility. The only people you have working with you are people who are coming up, people who want to be seen. Because if a big man like that escaped and there is nothing for him, his playmates won't come. They won't come to your set. So this is a big question.
We are not doing insurance, we are not doing licensing, and our safety measures are some way. Your friend said the rehearsals, the dress rehearsals, and the practicing should be one that we should adopt the most. If not for anything at all, that should be one that we should cringe on, because if not for anything at all, it will at least alert all parties involved that this is what we are going to do. But if you don't, then that is where some of these accidents will happen.
And social media is where, as an artist, you create a fan base. You create a solid fan base. Aside your music, releasing and people enjoying, relating with the few people who love you on social media. Now you create a relationship with them, and it becomes a fan base. So on social media right now, if somebody posts anything about Tulenkey, it will be people who just want to defend him, not his fans.
I see.
It will be the same tapping from Shatter fans, Sarkodie fans, Stoneboy fans, who come and say, no, this thing, be true about Tulenkey.
I get it.
The die-hard people, whether rain or shine, who will defend him, they are not there.
Them there with you forever.
They are not there. Because he thinks that social media is not a good place. If you think it's not a good place, as a creative, it's a good place for you. So what do? If you cannot get into the conversation yourself, you get social media managers. That is why they are there. That is why Roland is there. Employ his service.
I like this angle.
Pay him.
I like this angle very well.
Business for you.
You understand where Tulenkey is coming from? For them to not see it as you are a musician and you are saying social media is toxic, so people should not go there. No. He is telling you, or he is giving you ways and means that you can handle this social media pressure, or how negatively it can impact on your life, even as a creative, and how you can maneuver yourself through. For him, he's been able to find a way to structure himself.
But he couldn't handle the pressure.
Yes, he couldn't.
Tulenkey, to be a creative and say you don't like social media, therefore you not even give your account to someone, or you not let someone manage the account there, then it means that you're also going out of job. Because now everybody is going online to check what is happening there. So if I even want to book Tulenkey for a show, I first might even check your timelines. Oh, when was the last time you played a show? How was the returns like? Are there videos or photos there for me to see?
You're as good as your last job.
Exactly. But I want you to play a show for me in, say, September. I checked on your profile, and about 5 months, you've not even posted a thing. To me, you are not doing the business.
Yeah, out.
In fact, I'll move from you to the next guy who just posted yesterday with even minimum numbers.
Ride or drive with Shaxi. Download the Shaxi ride-hailing app and sign up as a driver or rider. Get Shaxi today from the Google Play and Apple App Store today.
There is always one way to do it, and that way is to just do it. Just do it anyhow, just do it. Raising when it comes to Showbiz Daily, we are always here and just doing it. Today, we are seated. Gentlemen are here. Roland Amate is already seated. representing Shaq Z and Shatter Movement Empire, as well as Roland Report on YouTube. And of course, man like OK Joseph is also here. One Play Africa. He's a presenter and he is one of our panelists here on Sammy Flex TV's Showbiz Daily. And of course, the rest of the guys behind the scenes producing the content for you guys. Let me say big shout outs to Theophilus Digosh, Desert, as well as Sam Tuga. And when we meet together like this, it is just one thing to discuss some of the very pertinent issues across our industry and even beyond it. Now, to start with, I believe in Ghana we are all enjoying the reduction of lorry fares. The fact that now petroleum prices have gone down, meeting has been held between GPRTU leaders as well as drivers union and the government, and they have agreed that at least take some 15% out of your charges for the people to also feel some comfort. We want to believe that has been done, but unfortunately, we've seen videos of some people involved in fisticuffs, like fights, blows, like, hey, all because of what? The 15% reduction. What they happened? There is this video we spotted online, I think shared by GH1 TV and some platforms like that, where some people were involved in like fight. Oh, what were they fighting about, or why are they fighting? We went to ask, and it was about just 50 pesos. Na aban say yenye ne sa aban say yente so yene drivers union a committee say yente so mo say mo beti so enti ebien any day. Where is this fight coming from? Interestingly, yesterday Elon was telling me a driver brought them to La Paz, and on the way he took them back.
Of course,
he took them back to Medina.
Of course,
because they couldn't pay their amount.
Maba.
Okay, you guys are running through town more. What is the report out there, and why have some people still fighting when government and the drivers union, they've agreed? Why are they still fighting?
Some drivers and their conductors, I don't know whether
mate for them.
Security no watch my.
I don't know if it's the education or it's greed. Because sometimes for one that's happened to me personally, I realized it was just greed. From Circle to Ofanko barrier, the same Saturday they were supposed to reduce the price. On the normal, it's 6 cedis. That day, the driver and his mate said 10 cedis barrier straight. Barrier straight too.
They even increased it.
So this will only tell us as a country that some people are so selfish that they don't want things to happen for others. They want it on their side only. If you sit in buses, you realize that the price list, the new one, it has not been pasted in price their cars. But if it was an increment, same day, you see it in the cars.
Go via.
So it's just greed. This is not even government. This is not even about leaders. Because it's 15%. On a normal, able to my reason, we can know that this is 15% of this amount. Able to my calculate, why should this lead to throwing punches or throwing your fist? It just doesn't add up. This is all about greed. Because Sidino, Nyamiadom, yes, abain papa. Omono say, abain papa. You see, a cedi in 10 cedi.
Abain papa.
$, that you mean?
$1 in 10 cedi.
Yeah.
Omomayati as you say, by a Thursday.
Yeah.
Betty fuel prices, so I could do it at 12 cedis.
A transaction fuel price again.
12 cedis.
So why the drivers fooling then?
That's now.
No, that driver is not moving. No. At this stage, I think we need to face the driver squarely. If indeed they are even going to do another reduction, because now $1 is like 12 cedis or so.
So they are going to do a reduction.
They are going to reduce it again
Thursday,
and the drivers are fooling again. Oh no. Okay, I'm changing narrative now. Now let's attack the drivers.
Oh
Yeah, because if they are even going to reduce another fuel price,
Yeah.
then why are you fighting with passengers? When this has been a national announcement,
Yeah.
some people have reduced it. It is working. So why are you why are you trying to be difficult?
So it ends up with greed. Greed now. I mean, they are greedy. Oh. See, I was coming from Pokwasi to Sotio. It used to be 6 cedi 50 pesos. 15% of 6 cedi 50 pesos. 50 pesos. What is 6 cedi? No. When I asked the driver said, "Me de ye tumu ye tiso minimum e mate for no nejisika." So you see where our country is leading to. Some people do what they feel is comfortable for them. Even when the governments, authorities, unions have given direct initiatives. They're saying, do this. Let us do this together. Some people will decide that, no, for our personal gains, we won't do it. And I don't even know which strategy I will suggest to their unions to say that use this strategy to check. Because whatever they are supposed to do, they've done it. New prices, let's go this way. They've had talks with you. Did that reduce the price? Kekeo.
And I ask them.
And also I ask them. Me say enka ye and then I hear two more won. Inkoma tum deda. Omo 2 months a day nedu.
Okay. So Joseph points out to greed being the cause of some of these fights we are seeing around, despite the fact that government has put out a directive that fares should be reduced. This is unfortunate. Those greedy bastards should be fished out, and if there's any sort of kind of punishment for them, let's give it to them. Ro, what have you also been seeing around La Paz where you live? Over there, that place.
You want to go and you want to go and ship somewhere. You see, aside the greed, first off, let me put this one across before I go on my submission. So communique came from other ride-hailing apps that they are not going to reduce their fare. But
ride-hailing apps?
Yes.
Yeah.
As
like
in the Uber?
Yes. Yes. But Shagzy has reduced its base fare. So, just download it now on top.
Oh, I see.
Download it now on top. Now, you see, aside the greed, it is also about, I think majority of the whole conversation also boils down to the fact that, on how the whole transport and fare system is structured in the country. You know, majority of it has to do with the trotro. Even the ride-hailing apps, as much as they may be many in the system, can still not be compared to the trotro service or the trotro transportation, as they would call it. So, and the way it is structured is the reason why we will continue to have this problem. When the communique came out, I remember telling you when you said, "Oh, wait, they said they should just calculate it." And I remember saying back at the office, Chemo even calculated his and said, "So you better wait for you." Because more for calculator, more for computer, and got that training. Now more book particular I'm calculating man say, "Oh, you say you better if him still." Sam talk away, everybody. Year in year out, whenever there is increments and reduction, these things go on. Na ebia along the line there comes an increment. This fight will come again. And it is because some people are not able to calculate the right amount. Like Joseph mentioned. You see, there is 50 pesos, right? But 15%, yeah, 50 pesos is free so. And can you be a per month so can by this time can the video trend it? On image back. Exactly. Because you ask yourself, so okay, calculate it off and see, and you realize that it is just about they having some form of convenience. And this one too, you would have to blame the union heads. As for the GPRTU people, they will tell you they've already sent the information out there.
They finished.
It is about those station masters and union heads of these individual lorry stations that are supposed to see to it that some of these things don't occur. And again, as much as sometimes we may also want to blame these drivers and their mates and other stuff, sometimes the riders, the passenger self, are also share part of the blame.
What is
You
their
see,
contribution to the blame? What are they doing wrong?
See, then times JSS time. I remember there was a reduction like that, sir. NOB, Oma calculate, so they calculated it because it was bringing so much like argument. Omo printed price list no more they bought now. Obi bam, Oma calculating it there, and on the aba. You know why? Because when you say normally they say, if La Paz to Accra, there is the fair no honor.
Yeah.
But you will be more honor man if you miss see what kind so. And their reduction will not be like that and straight to say La Paz to Accra. If you know miss what kind so calculating 15%. And now what is so? But meanwhile, station for so the drivers for so almost 15% calculation did that. So now because of that conflict, it created a fight. So some of these fights, and then you free drivers no. It be one you would know someone calculating very well. Because I remember when Chemo came, he talked about the fact that DS have been calculated very well. And on talk about no cash for calculating very well. How much more Pukwasi?
Troublemakers are behaving right.
No more Maka. So for that one, the greed is part. Because if it is not greed, people will be asking, like, why would you sit down for somebody to come and ask you that, like, the 15% of the total amount now like amounts now general, or why would you sit down for somebody to come and hold your neck before you do the right thing? Meanwhile, senke increment, and they will know. Me a plaster, me a print, ma fe de o tika na ye chichema. Na anybody, the funny thing is, some increasing our mates, no. You ready? Oh, beside the price, and if you want to pay for your fare, not obo price, not own tiasia. And when you say, you priceless,
not the amount.
Not the amount.
That's how they do it.
Increments in the bar, that's what happens.
And you can't fight it. But when it comes to some of these things, it is just greed. It is just greed. And also because our fare and its collection are so informal. People just use drain or they calculate.
Okay.
Because it is not even measured by like the normal ride hailing service, the kilometers or the time that you go. But Oebia, until we say, Fiti Accra Eko Amasamai, about 7 CDs or 8 CDs. Fiti La Paz Eko Amasamai, the same Amasamai no, it's even about 9 CDs. Meanwhile, it will give one La Paz to Amasamai, and watch Accra to Amasamai. So you see, because of the way some of these things are structured, it will be very difficult unless Sisi Omu introduces our bus times. Your friend is saying kilometers, like measuring the prices by kilometers and stuff. Formally, got
that. Well, it is my prayer that we all take this cool. After all, to the drivers, there is information that Thursday we would have another reduction of the fuel prices. So it means there is hope for the future.
There is hope for you.
Take your time and let's see how best we can solve this. Then we move on. Now, Tulenkey is in the news. Tulenkey is a hip life artist. He's a rapper. He just won Best Hip Life Song of the Year award at the TGMs. And interestingly, after winning, he said something that has gotten me thinking. Because, when he won, he even had to cover his mouth, went to the podium without saying a word. Some people have asked him why he did that, and he's been explaining here and there. Latest news to have come from him is that he thinks that social media is too noisy for him. He said, hey, musician, creative person who is serving people with songs is saying social media is too noisy. Then what would the doctor say? The doctors who are showing off online, what would they say? Well, let me go on to read this story. Maybe, Joseph and Roland Amate will find a better place to situate what Tulenkey is trying to say. in this conversation. Now, on myjournalline.com, Tulenkey says, social media is too loud for me. It is like a marketplace. Wow.
Of course it is.
Social media is a marketplace.
Yes.
Of course it is.
Now, let's read. It says, Ghanaian artist Tulenkey has explained why he does not spend much time on social media. He told DJ Slim on Daybreak Hits that he has decided to limit his time on various digital media platforms because he believes it takes too much of his time and sanity. Imagine you're in the office and you get notification that some girl is distracting you. Most people have their notifications on because WhatsApp should be when you go online. That is when you reply messages. Like email. If you open our email, you never get a notification from your email unless you turn it on. He added that when one opens such notifications, it takes about 7 or more minutes to get back to total concentration. According to the Hip Life artist, this causes a lot of distraction. Tulenkey indicated that he has turned off all his notifications as a result of negative effect social media can have on him. When I wake up from bed until 12 p.m., my phone is on Do Not Disturb because that is the time I do most of my work. One thing about social media is that it is in your face. There are a lot going on. It is too much. If you really meditate and seclude yourself from everything and you enter social media, it looks like you have entered a marketplace. But we are used to that rush all the time. Even when you are on the water closet, you're on your phone, so your mind does not even get the time to relax. Tulenkey is currently promoting a new music project that accentuates the issue of mental health among men. The song titled Barima is available on all social media platforms. Well, a video is online that you can also watch to understand what Tulenkey is saying.
Body normalize because imagine say you day office, then notifications they pop up. Some girl be they distract you. You get what I'm saying? Because I notice everybody in phone, like majority of the people, them are notifications they on. Because WhatsApp should be when you want to go online. That is when you reply messages. You get it. Like email. If you go your email, you never get notification from your email unless you turn it on. When you go there, that's when you get it. But everybody, them are snap everything. Someone sends you a streak, then you are distracted. Because there's a stat. When you go, it takes like 7 or more minutes to get back to like your total 100% concentration. So imagine already you just sit down 3 minutes and then you get a notification. You go back, then you come, then you go back. Yeah, you are distracted. Yeah.
So you don't have notifications on your phone?
No, at all.
You've turned everything off?
I wake up till 12 my phone day D&D. Yeah. Because that's the time I do my most work. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's true. I think when you wake up, your energy levels is at the peak.
Yeah.
So you keep it on business.
Yeah.
And then afterwards you can just engage people.
Yeah.
But you have notifications on your phone, right?
Yeah.
You do have them.
On my phone.
Yes.
When it comes to social media and those things,
Yes.
they are off. Always off.
They are always off.
They are always off.
Which app do you actually use the most?
My apps there. It normally be. Let me see. I use ChatGPT a lot. Anki Pro, Pinterest.
Which social media app are you constantly on?
I'll say Pinterest because that's where I get my ideas from.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is where you mostly. So
Yeah.
so if you want to find you for come that side.
That's why I say you know go see what they online. That's one thing. Yeah, that's one thing I like about Pinterest.
That means my man, they're serious introvert too. You know,
I'm serious.
you know, on see.
One thing about social media, like it's in your face. There's a lot going on. You get
It's too much.
It's too much. If you really record, because I meditate, and if you really meditate, like if you focus on the present, like you seclude yourself from everything, and you get back to maybe you enter social media, be like you enter marketplace. That's when, but we are used to that rush all the time. You get it? We are used to that rush all the time. You do your Adobe top, you take your phone, like so your mindset know they get time relax. But because I'm used to that thing, the moment I go on social media, I see plenty
It's too
things.
loud.
You get it? It's too loud.
This
for
person
me.
is saying this thing.
Yeah, no more. Now oh Charlie, you get
That
it?
means the ex there, you know, they go there at all.
Yeah, once I Kejumano, so I need to be there.
Yeah, you want to see what's going on over there.
Yeah.
But do we agree? Do we not agree? That is the conversation I want us to have. And maybe Roland, you can kickstart this for me.
The Bible that says, "Oye fuyari enti fa ensade show yem kro," and it is the same thing with Tulenkey. Charlie, for his mental health sake, let's allow him to
Stay away from social
Stay
media.
away from social media.
His mental health.
There are some people who need it.
Okay.
And him describing social media as a marketplace, indeed it is.
Okay.
Social media is a marketplace. And yes, it may be noisy for some people. That is why some people have specific times that they go to market. They don't just go. It is even one of the reasons why people even do bulk purchasing and stuff. So they don't. The moment you enter such places, it comes with its own hassle.
Yeah.
It comes with its own ways of draining your mental stuff. You would have to concentrate at a point or do something. And that is not to say it is a bad thing. No. You would have to give something to get a form of benefit.
Okay.
That's it. And if your livelihood or most of the things that you do or how you create your service is not coming from social media or doesn't come from social media, then please limit it. If the way you create your stuff doesn't come from social media, then limit it. That is why I will be happy if after Tulenkey taking some form of break or individual breaks from social media, he has people who handle his social media stuff for him. Okay. I am fine. It is okay. That should be it. Because you see, yes, these guys are creatives, and it is not as much as some of them are able to draw inspirations from things that go on social media. It is not all of them who have that capacity to draw inspiration from that side.
Okay.
To some people, it is toxic for them. I know some people who enter into the marketplace, and the moment they come out to their homes, they catch cold.
I see.
Yes. And it is the same thing. Some people will go, Christmas, may say, a shoulder to shoulder.
I know, right?
And that is how social media is. And it is how some social media platforms even is. So, for me, I think, yes, Obiane, the way, the amount of things that their mental health can carry.
Okay.
So, if you think that it is going to disturb your mental health, please, there are other ways that you can socialize. There are other ways. And I like how he's been able to discipline himself to, at least, if not for anything at all, now he knows when and how to use it. That will benefit him. Because at the end of the day, social media, who use Sumamiu? Who use Suma
for your own benefit.
For your own benefit.
And especially for a creative person, you are selling something.
Exactly. So you cannot say that, or he cannot say that, he is going off social media kwata. Even if he goes off social media kwata, he will still have people who will be working and will be selling his products there. That is it. There are people who don't go to the market, but they send people to go and trade for them in the market. It happens. It is like a big company. When they produce, they don't produce in the market. They produce in factories. Then they give it to people to go and sell in the market. Those people, they don't go to the market to even go and do activations. You understand? So it is like that. And I hope people will understand where Tulenkey is coming from. You understand? Where Tulenkey is coming from. For them to not see it as you are a musician and you are saying social media is toxic, so people should not go there. No. He is telling you, or he is giving you ways and means that you can handle this social media pressure, or how negatively it can impact on your life, even as a creative, and how you can maneuver yourself through. For him, he's been able to find a way to structure himself.
But he couldn't handle the pressure.
Yes, he couldn't. He's human. And would you blame him? You can't. There are some people that, you see, some people may not come out to say it. But some people, I can tell you that, hardly do they even go on certain social media platforms.
I see.
Stoneboy has mentioned that of Twitter. That is X. Shatawale has talked about it. Even at a point, Shatta went off Twitter, but was active on other social media platforms, including TikTok. You understand? We know certain people who have closed down their account on certain platforms because of how toxic the platforms are. But they are also people who are selling their products on social media, or they are supposed to sell their product, but they've abandoned it. Why? Because at the end of the day, it is their mental health first. If their mental health is not right, they will not even be able to create and come and sell.
The body will not be right, and
exactly.
The mind will be right.
So for me, I understand where Tulenkey is coming from, and I am happy, if not for anything at all, he's been able to identify how he can enter into that conversation and still feel safe for himself. So if you are also out there and you think social media is also becoming toxic to you, it is becoming a distraction to you, then you should also sit down, do some self-introspection, and structure how you can go on social media. Because there are some people who are just nuisance on social media. They are not working there. They are not benefiting there. Meanwhile, the time they waste on the kind of the productivity time.
You ask yourself, what are you guys looking for?
May say,
because even the coffee broke myself.
May say, there are some people who waste productive hours just on social media, and you go, what are they doing now? Just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Meanwhile, and because social media now, if there were certain key phrases that are punchy in NODA or like a course search here, and at least if not for anything, we're getting knowledge. But there are some people who will spend like 20 hours on social media, and whenever you ask them about any conversation that goes on that social media, you can clearly see their mindset of the kind of things they consume. It is either, obi akodi obi ama wanyem no wan hwe ne ba obi akoye say why say enante na na yesi ebe kwa kofa police abeche no ene ebe yesi ne ebe san komo ne nkwa o wa hwe ye po the west to west na kofa sexy by da ne your friend say we mo so abeka AK-47 mo so abeka. So and you realize how productive would this be to some of these guys, especially some of the people that they consume. So for me, I understand where Tulenkey is coming from. My happiness is the fact that he's been able to find a way to discipline himself on the platforms.
Well, I think we also heard some time ago he wasn't even feeling that good like that, but at least if he's bouncing back and he's telling the world that he's fit, and now because of social media being a marketing place, it is restricting him. It needs some conversation. And let me go on to Joseph on what he will add to this conversation. Okay.
I think that's one. This is a good conversation around Tulenkey to help him promote his single Bema.
Is it enough to help him do promotion?
Oh, it's part of the conversation.
Okay.
Now people talk about it and then they link it to the fact that is the reason he released Bema, because right from TGMA where he taped his mouth to all this conversation, he's been able to convert it to his song Bema.
Okay.
That is the conversion we want. So if it's not doing anything for him, then himself he has a problem. Because you are supposed to convert these conversations into the song. Now, coming back to what he said, that social media is a marketplace and it's too loud. This same Tulenkey said that he's been underrated, number one. And underappreciated.
Yeah, I think I saw that headline too.
In the system. And we could relate it to the fact that he's not even been active on social media. Because it's not just about releasing the song. We know some artists who have released songs and released content of the song on social media.
Okay.
And it's a blow up.
Yeah.
We can talk about Sarkodie. We can talk about Shatawale. We can talk about Stonebwoy. Kujo Black. So social media, in as much as it is loud and it is a marketplace, it's a good place for a creative. You just have to know your way around it.
And you are good.
And you are good with it. Because Shatawale is posting, engaging in conversations with his fan base, and social media is where, as an artist, you create a fan base. You create a solid fan base. Aside your music, releasing and people enjoying, relating with the few people who love you on social media, now you create a relationship with them and it becomes a fan base. So on social media right now, if somebody posts anything about Tulenkey, it will be people who just want to defend him, not his fans.
I see.
It will be the same tapping from Shatta fans, Sarkodie fans, Stonebwoy fans, who come and say, no, this thing, be true about Tulenkey.
I get it.
The die-hard people, whether rain or shine, who will defend him, they are not there.
Them there with you forever.
They are not there. Because he thinks that social media is not a good place. If you think it's not a good place, as a creative, it's a good place for you. So what do? If you cannot get into the conversation yourself, you get social media managers. That is why they are there. That is why Roland is there. Employ his service.
I like this angle.
Pay him.
I like this
Let
angle
him
very
do
well.
business for you. Some of these creative things.
Yes, you the artist, you don't have to be doing all that.
Employ
If you
people
cannot
to
do it, you don't have to be doing it.
Some of them think that.
Don't force that to be there if there is not there.
Some artists don't even have A&R
Aish.
because they want to do everything like on other bonyum or no handle the social media, but they don't even understand that as an artist, what you even put on social media has to be checked before it goes out there.
Okay.
There are times you can just decide that you're having convos with your fan base. Let's just do this. Then it is allowed. But if you have a proper team, what you are putting out there should be checked because it is a brand. Even on social media, you are building for yourself. Because these big companies, when they are coming, where do they find you? Social media.
Fact.
They aside the fact that somebody has gone to say, Charlie, I know this artist, the artist is good. They've listened to your work. Oh, okay. Now, how have you built your brand? Because the song is good. Now they want to look at how you have built the brand over time. And this is a numbers game we are playing.
True.
So to fit into the conversation, now they go, do you have the numbers? Okay, if you have the numbers, how engaging are you on social media? Because if you have about 11,000 followers on Instagram and the last time you posted was May 1 or 1st May, you're not engaging enough.
Yeah.
So they look for somebody who can engage more, who can engage the community on social media and give them the results they want. So for Tulenkey to say it's a loud place and it's a marketplace, yes, we agree with him. But for him, that is his place. That is his field. A footballer cannot say that the pitch is so slippery, so I won't play there. Or the stands, the people make too much noise.
Or
So-
the speaker is hitting my left ear, my right ear too much.
So I'm not playing
Montreal
football.
City.
No, that is your playground. So you have to play the game with them.
Okay.
You have to, if you cannot play, there are people you can employ to play.
Thank you.
That is the message. Employ the people.
To work.
You see, PR conversations came in TGMAs.
Yes.
But artists don't know that from the word go,
you need to have a PR.
you need to have a PR. To create a positive image out there for you. That is the work of the PR. It is not just about awards. No. After the awards, has it ended? What work is the PR doing? What PR strategies
Is he putting in place?
is the PR putting in place? Okay, I'm an artist. This is my social media manager. I have a new single coming out. Social media manager, PR. What can we do on social media? These are conversations, huge conversations, artists need to have.
I agree.
But they don't have these conversations. You come, you criticize social media and make social media look like a bad
They
place.
don't like social media. They don't
Ask
like social
Roland
media.
how much
That's
he's
what they want
making
to
from
say.
social media. He'll tell you.
Well,
My manager is some too. Go and ask some too.
Tulenkey, to be a creative and say you don't like social media, therefore you not even give your account to someone, or you not let someone manage the account there, then it means that you're also going out of job. Because now everybody is going online to check what is happening there. So if I even want to book Tulenkey for a show, I first might even check your timelines. Oh, when was the last time you played a show? How was the returns like? Are there videos or photos there for me to see?
You're as good as your last job.
Exactly. But I want you to play a show for me in, say, September. I checked on your profile, and about 5 months, you've not even posted a thing. To me, you are not doing the business.
Yeah, out.
In fact, I'll move from you to the next guy who just posted yesterday with even minimum numbers. So it is still my wish that Tulenkey reviews what he's saying. Yes, I understand that there are some challenges in keeping up with all the issues around
Issues
it.
and trends and
I
everything.
understand, Charlie,
Yeah,
but
of
the
course.
profession you have taken,
We enjoy
like,
it.
I'm scared to say you have no option. You have to make sure you are delivering. And if you are not going to deliver, then it is up to you to handle it your own way. And I want to believe that is why we are cautioning everybody involved here. Look sharp, capitalize on the new tools in the world, make some money, and vamoose. A word to the wise is enough. Now, Van Vicker is in the news. And I'll tell you why Van Vicker is in the news. This time around, not because President Mahama could not identify him. Far from that. This time around, Van Vicker is addressing something that happened in Nigeria, where some actors, during their acting session, when they were trying to put in some antics or some stunts, someone naturally kicked the chest of one of the actors. And as it stands now, the actor has been in hospital receiving treatment because internal bleeding.
Internal bleeding.
So the artist is at the moment in the hospital receiving treatment. When this story came up, there have been two angles to this. People who think, oh, this is true or this might be true, and others who think this might not be true. Now, there are videos that you go and watch. When you finish watching that video, I have some theses to read from Van Vicker. And after that, I'll pick you guys your views and opinions on what happened. Let's go catch this. I'll be back.
I said it.
Now, this is what Van Vicker wrote. Let me see if I can read them in speed. It says, the headline about an actor sustaining internal bleeding I am yet to authenticate by virtue of another actor stamping not maliciously him in his torso during filming is extremely disquieting. Be that as it may, I personally consistently insist that outrage scenes that have potential contact or actual contact with another actor or actress should be rehearsed, especially in our film setting where there is no insurance, no body doubles, no stunt actors, and where more often than not real props are used, knife, etc. Some directors or filmmakers argue that rehearsal may take away the surprise element. Potential excellent reflexes, fantastic instincts, etc. I have a reserved concurrence. What's the fate of the actor in situations where there is zero rigging to protect the actor in perilous moments? Precisely the crux of my post. Rehearsal cannot be downplayed for great acting, time limitations, etc. Exclusively in the absence of safety harnesses. Acting in action scenes or violent scenes can be precarious. So I believe that great acting is one where you know what to expect because you have read the script, you have been given directives by the director, etc., and yet you make it all believable. I absolutely agree that actually performing an already rehearsed scene may lead to an inevitable outcome. However, this point is this. Safety measures were taken, rehearsals were done. This means that the producers were not negligible in the safety of the actor. That is core. This incident should not be taken casually, but conversely be highlighted deliberately by industry players, the fourth estate and well-meaning film lovers as a red flag, and the powers thereof should put measures in place to ensure such adversities don't get repeated. Our industry growth is not reliant on quality sound, acting, and picture alone. The well-being of the actors is coterminous with such advancements. Long live African films. Long live actors, and long live, and God bless us all. And this particular post has gotten about 7.8k likes, 32 shares, and plenty comments. Amanda Juliet Ukechukwu says, English, Akelia, uncle, you are very right. Sound too much. I never chop. Come they read all this big job. Well, let me come. You guys will go watch the act, how it happened, how the gentleman flew like Jackie Chan or Kungfu. Some people think, oh, it was one of those things. But let's look at both ends. whether it was not, and let's pay attention to what Van Vicker is saying here. Okay, you can come through first.
As far as we are concerned, and what we've seen on the internet, it was, and it happened. As far as what we've seen
I like
comes
that.
to play,
You don't want to challenge them.
yes,
They are saying it.
they are saying it didn't happen.
Okay.
But as far as we've seen what we've seen on the internet, we assume it happened.
Okay.
Okay. Now, my problem is the actor, the one who was kicked,
Okay.
when he was admitted in the hospital, there was no insurance for him. Even when he was kicked immediately, there was no first aid.
No.
And the saddest part of it all was that he is battling all these things himself, alone. That brings a great and a big question to our industry.
Okay.
The producers, the directors, and everybody involved, do they have our actors' welfare at heart?
Good question.
If they don't, then they should shut everything down, because I don't see the essence of scripting something.
But did the reports are also saying that that particular act was not part of the script?
Even if it was not part,
That's what I'm hearing.
every set should have at least because anything can happen. Oh,
Fact.
yeah, cause seat match, obi be trash
That be.
on the normal.
That
Obi an trash. Yeah, cause seat match obi jina no we trash. But it is because of these things. Internet provide the first aid, ambulance for honor.
Okay.
Then we take care of these people because we cherish them. They are the people making the industry better.
Fact.
And at the end of the day, there is no ambulance. The situation could have gotten worse because there was no ambulance. What if by the time you rushed him to the hospital, he was gone? Proper measures should be put in place before a movie is shot.
Okay.
The things that needs to be done. The fact that the actor has charged maybe 4,000 or 40,000 cedis or dollars before he appears on the set doesn't mean that you don't have to look at the safety of the person coming on your set. The safety of the person matters.
Yeah.
And that is where my point lies.
I agree.
Because this actor, he also tweeted. He said that
The one who was kicked, or
yes,
the kicker or the kiki.
the kiki.
Yeah. Yeah, what's saying about
He said he's battling everything by himself, and it's sad.
he will battle.
He's called Godwin in Wadike or something.
Yeah. I know.
It's sad. Especially in the Nigerian scene. One of the industries we are hoping that our industry will become better than like this, or better than them.
An enviable industry.
An enviable industry. If this happens, no, it's bad news for the whole system. Because if you are watching behind the scenes of a particular Jackie Chan or Jet Li movie,
Charlie.
they used to show behind the scenes right after the movie.
Charlie.
Ambulance, fire service. There are lots of people, even stuntmen in our system we don't have. But at least we can bring the ambulance, the fire service, we can bring these people to make sure that once something happens, they are properly taken
They're
care
in
of.
charge, yeah.
You have the situation under control. And to the director or the producer of that particular movie, I don't know the color of his problem.
Yellowish white.
For you to have an actor on your set, kicked in the chest, taken to the hospital, and you don't show up, it's a big question on your personality.
Fact.
A very big question on your personality.
Real talk.
Even if you don't have the funds to take care of the person, appearance matters. Showing up for the person matters. You leave the person to go through this alone, and you book the person the next time. You think he is going to show up?
Real talk.
It's going to be a conversation around the industry. And one, you are going to lose your job. Two, you are going to lose your credibility. The only people you have working with you are people who are coming up, people who want to be seen. Because if a big man like that escaped and there is nothing for him, his playmates won't come. They won't come to your set. So this is a big question to the director and the producers of that particular movie. Movie ni kura ajini din we and by so movie na ajini din.
Of course.
Obi other person obehwe. Maybe another angle to this is here PR now also. This is PR work. They are raising anticipation and expectations.
Fact.
For people to go and watch. If that is the case, please let the movie next week. Because if you build if you build this momentum
and you leave it to die, then you've not gained anything. But through the momentum, if the movie is released, everybody wants to go and see what actually happened. So please, this is good PR work for you. Well, the guy here is responding to treatment. The only thing that he's not responding to is cost. He's not responding to cost, and he has to go through it alone. Well, Ro, come through.
Cost, they're killing. I think was it Jet Li or one of these Asian actors that his first time that he went to Hollywood, he wanted to create a stunt, and to him, where he's coming from there, creating a stunt is a stunt. If you're supposed to jump from one building, land on the ground, you jump to do it.
And survive still.
Yes. But the moment he did that, please, you have our license revoked. Yes, even with
Jackie Chan?
Yes, even with the fact that betimia ye crying pony, you see that big guy. You still have to be rigged. You still have to be strapped anyhow for you to do those stunts. And unfortunately, living legends, where we find ourselves there, we are yet to get there. There are some people who are doing it. There are some people who are demanding some of these stuff. But unfortunately, because they are in the minority, they are even seen as book-long people. Yes, they are even seen as book-long. Like, before you shoot a movie, you need to go for license, you need to pass through certain procedures, they need to make sure, okay, your safety measures and everything is in place. But Charlie, if you try that, the movie you and your ancestors will watch. Come and take the movie industry. And
3 days later.
They will not mind you. And it's time constraints and other factors as well. So it will be difficult for people to even see or understand where even Van Vicker is coming from. There are places there are certain industries that have the people who normally play the doppelganger thing. If
the double.
Yes. Your friend is saying sometimes even that person, the lookalike can play the stunts. They even use the lookalike more in doing the stunts than. I remember there was this Majid Michel movie that he was supposed to ride a bike and lift it up with that stunt.
Oh yes. Venice movie be like
yes, they had to bring another person to come and do it. He sat on the bike and just went like that. But when he got to the place that he would have to do that stunt, they had to bring another person to come and do the stunt.
I see.
And this is somebody who is trained in stunt making. So it was in line. It was in line, and they had to put every measure in place. Unfortunately, insurance and all those things in this day and age of fast food consumption, even with our creative staff there, it will be difficult for some people to even adhere to some of the things that Van Vicker is saying.
Because they're in a hurry.
Of course, they're in a hurry. Quick.
But don't be in a hurry to kill people, though.
For me, dear, it is true. You should not be in a hurry to kill people, but accident is an accident. Because the person who...
Some accidents are...
Yes.
Avoidable.
The person who kicked the other guy. You see, it is also... Yes, even though it may not be from the script as reported, it is also out of what the director told him to do.
Yeah.
As actors, they tell you to give your all. So sometimes they even, they even bring some of these things. They are spontaneous with some of the things that they even add to it. And sometimes it's me fa. in our space. Yes, people go off script.
Yeah.
And even with the off script actions, some are even added to the main deal.
They improvise.
So in other,
Now, some people don't feel like script at all.
some people don't like it at all because to them it feels like it limits them.
Yeah.
You understand? And the rehearsals that he talked about, I think that if we are not doing insurance, we are not doing licensing, and our safety measures are some way. Your friend said the rehearsals, the dress rehearsals, and the practicing should be one that we should adopt the most. If not for anything at all, that should be one that we should cringe on, because if not for anything at all, it will at least alert all parties involved that this is what we are going to do. But if you don't, then that is where some of these accidents will happen. I believe if the one that was kicked knew that the one coming was going to kick,
I got blocked here.
and come prepare.
Before mention the
Or if not for anything at all, so that the impact will not be as big as he received it. So I believe yes, if not for anything at all, practicing before shooting the real deal would help.
Okay.
If we want to cut corners and dodge the licensing, dodge the insurance, dodge the safety measures and all of that, and would want to live by nyaminti shinsia, then the rehearsals and the practice should be one of our focus. It is unfortunate that is if it is true, because I am still skeptical about.
You are receiving it with some.
Yeah. Because this is a movie. So now I'm asking myself: is the movie out? Is it on bench?
There hasn't been any information about the movie, its title, and when it is coming out.
Definitely, this movie has already been shot and it's on bench. I can tell you, more editing, and this could be part of the conversation. So it is unfortunate, but it doesn't mean that some of these things don't happen. They do happen, even with the normal skit making and stuff. If people should tell you the kind of ordeal they go through, even the normal 2 minutes, 3 minutes skits that we've been watching online, the kind of ordeal that people have been going through just to pull out some of these things. It is not easy. Some of the slaps people they take in the name of
acting.
Sometimes even
in the name of retakes.
The sound effects, people give it in real life. Like some of them are not sound effect to you. Hear the sound correct. Bow.
Real slap sound recorded.
And these are some of the things. So it is unfortunate, and if indeed it is true, then sorry to the one that is lying at the hospital.
The kiki.
Well, unfortunately, we may have to end it here for today's edition of Showbiz Daily. I think enough information, enough knowledge has been shared, and you have to pick what is necessary. To Tulenkey, to the guy who suffered the kick in the chest. And to those who are fighting over Trotro, please take your time. Be fine. We are even about to do some more reduction of the fares. So why are you fighting now? If you fight today and you die tomorrow, the next reduction, you won't enjoy some.
How will you enjoy?
So please take your time and just leave. Because a pastor is saying Mahama will do the dollar will go to 3 cities. $1 will be equal to 3 cities.
$1, 1 cedi.
Hey. The Lord is good all the time. Well, let me say thanks to you for spending time with us. We really appreciate you. To the producers, Theophilus the Gosh Desert, as well as Sam Tuga, and to OK Joseph and Roland Amate for taking us through today's edition of Showbiz Daily. Until then, your comments are welcome. We want to read them, and be prepared to also do some good for yourself and for others. But don't kick anybody. We'll meet again tomorrow, same time, right here on Sammy Flex TV. We out. Bye-bye.
Everybody check now. Check it. Fa check it. Fa check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. For check it. For check it. Green select glucometer. For check it. Put sugar level for check it. For check it. For check check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now. This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.